Okay, good afternoon. Hope everyone is well. Russell, good morning to you. Speedy, how you doing, pal? You're early today, mate. Day off, I'm guessing. Disco, how you doing? Right. What have we got over here? Okay, so we've got some news coming up in around about 15 minutes. We have had some this morning. So what am I thinking? So I've got that as a channel with a break and a new high. I had a smaller channel. Try and get this right. A smaller trend channel. And then looks like possibly something else with a little break and a new low. So I can see orders up here. So I'm just wondering, as we've made a new low, are we going to trap shorts here and push up? Tough one there. Okay, so I'm just looking at a possible channel on. Just looking at a possible channel here. Sorry, trend, sorry. We got there's a first entry. We get a little pullback in a lower high. I may have a go at that. I've gone from the top of there, top of there, top of there. And if you extend that up, actually, it follows up nice. So, what's going on here? So possible second entry short off this area. We'll have a look here. So we'll just keep that in mind. If I take one, I'll bring it in. If I miss, yeah, home today. Good on you, mate. Morning. Bought 20 Apex with your code. Thank you, mate. I didn't notice. There was, I don't know, 140 something odd dollars yesterday. So thanks for that. It's much appreciated. Thank you. Thank you. Good luck with them. Yeah. If you can get 20 to work, it's great. But you've got to be careful with them. You've got to take your time and try not to sort of waste them if you can. And trust me, you're talking to the king of waste here. Beach Bum, how you doing, bud? No, so good on you, mate. Good on you. Daryl, how you doing, pal? So do I want to take this? It's not a huge risk, to be honest with you, but I'm going to sit and wait. This one, if you just make it a bit smaller, might be a bit easier to bring it in and out. So this is kind of what I'm looking at. So a couple of legs up and then down again. So I think it's just, I'm not a massive fan of taking that just there. Now, you know, you can argue, in fact, if I keep that tight, it's clearly a little break. I would prefer the lower high. Part of the reason is if you look yesterday, from yesterday's highs, in fact, I can tighten that up a bit. From yesterday's highs down below, we've got a perfect measured leg. Bang, right to the bounce. So I just wanted to give this a little bit of space. You never know whether we're going to get a second leg out if we've made that. So as I say, I'm never in a rush. I'm just going to keep an eye on that. And if it produces the goods, I'll jump in and take it. If I do take one on the CL, I just can't afford to. I just can't stick everything in at the moment. But if I do take one on the CL, I will let you guys know. I'll bring it in. So there is a failure there. For me, this is a bit congested. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bars stacked side by side here. So I wouldn't take it here because it's just something about this I'm uncomfortable with. It's a little bit of a mess, to be fair. Now, it may work, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 now. I don't like this. Oh, dear. Someone's took one there. Let's have a look. Why am I where I am? Go on, get down, get down. It's all right. A buddy of mine's just in short now. I'm assuming it's here. Oh, he's got in and got out. Just risky. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When you start getting bars side by side like that, and this thing is going sideways, it gets very trappy. I'd expect that to push up above that bar and above that bar there. Let me just have a look where liquidity is. So it's 70. I got liquidity at 70, which is right above. It's weird how it works. You can see that orange line there on Bookmap right at 70. And look where it is. Look where people enter, right where. Now, there's a trader out there. Little Hammer, how you doing? There's a trader out there, sadly no longer with us. Is his name John Paul or Stephen Paul or something like that? He's a British guy, actually, an old guy, or he was an older guy, an ex-Royal Marine. And he said, now this guy's experience, he's worked for big city banks and he's trained traders over the years. As I say, he had an heart attack a few years ago, sadly. So no one does. But he said, instead of putting your order where you think it should go, try putting it where your stop would be and see what happens. And he's right in what he says. So many times we get in here and then it stops us out and ends up going to the very same place we expected it to go. And it's kind of ironic how it works. But there's nothing you can do here. Absolutely nothing. So look, exactly what I expected. Trapped a bar there, trapped a bear there, trapped a bear there, and woof, straight up. So that's why Bookmap is so useful, because it can show you where there are traders likely to trap you, and that would have been it. You may say lower high, you may call this a possible triple test there, or a failure, or something like that. And it just stiffs you. It's so annoying. So what did it go down? It went down to 2.5 points, so you'd have got a 2.25. But it's just so dangerous. As I say, it's so trappy there. You can clearly see the traps. Shorts triggered, shorts triggered, shorts triggers, woof, straight up. It's damn well annoying, to be honest with you, but that's the useful. You took the triple test to go short, did you? You took that one. Did you get your points? Fortunately, you might have got a bit out of it. You'd have got about 2.25, depending on where you got in. None of these would have worked for me, 3 points. But once it's going sideways like that, best thing to do is just let them argue the toss, let them sort it all out, and sit on the sidelines, and let it all kind of sort what it wants to do out. It looks to me like it's ranging at the moment. Tops fit kind of nice. Would you go there or would you go there? I suppose it really matters too much. Let's put it there. So the tops fit kind of nice. So we've got to move down with a break. One attempt to go higher. Second attempt to go. There is a lower high there. But same again, I'm staying out of this, because there are a lot of sell orders around the 72.5, which is there. Now, this may well go down. I don't think it's the worst trade in the world. You're probably going to be stopping a few longs, but I'm just sitting tight. When it pushed down, it couldn't get below there. And that's what worries me. If it had got down to the bottom, it may have been a bit different, but we're struggling to get below there. So, and you can see on Bookmap from 70 to 75, there are sellers. So for me, going short here is just a bit risky. So from 70 to 75, there are sellers. So if you get in there, what's likely to happen? You're likely to get stopped out. Now, that ATR is quite high at the moment, so you may have got points out of it. What's it gone down? So would have worked, but the fact that we're struggling to get past there is concerning me. Yeah, I don't want to go short right into that midline. It did work this time, but so many times that will stiff you. It really will. Even the triple test, the bar was just poor. So those orders have shifted a little bit. They go from 75 to about 78. Okay, we got some news in 5 minutes. I'm tending to think that is probably a better option for putting that there. It's fitting much better. Interesting, that is a second entry long there. Now that looks like it's trapped traders. It may hold. Uh, there are bigger orders up here, but it's just so dangerous here. Uh, so if you took that one, and I get why you may have done, triggered you straight down, stopped you out. So you got to be so careful here. You really have. I bet that will attract some traders. I don't doubt. Uh, but when it's chopping around, I just stay out. God knows. Right, okay, so second leg down. So the issue I have, we move down into it. My guess is then we usually break out of it. We see it all the time, down, across, and down, or vice versa. So leg down, just there wasn't enough interest to short that. But then we had another two bounces, and then down it came. So you'd expect, well, there'd be a good chance of another leg down there. So my guess is we're probably going to target these lows here. So trouble is, if you're looking at bookmap, there's orders above and below, which makes things a bit confusing. There's a lot of buyers around 60, 62, which is here, strangely enough. So we keep an eye on this news as well. It's in 3 minutes. So CPI usually is the one that creates havoc. Uh, Not sure about this one. I can't think. I just tend to know when they are and just ignore them. Oh, you went long, did you? Where'd you go long there? So I'm guessing. Uh, I'm guessing you got out at the top. So I mean, if it was that, or was it this? Uh, was it that one? I can't remember. If it was that one, you'd have got stopped out by a tick. If it was that one, uh, you'd have been okay, I think. Possibility we get second entry short here. But I'd like to test. Okay, 2 minutes, so I won't be getting anything at the moment. So I'm just going to take my finger off the button. There are orders down at 57. 57. Where are we now? Something's out of sync here. Bear me a second. Why is this? We're showing 60 here. We're showing something's not right here. What's going on here? 57. We're 53 here. Let me just look at this. Something's not right here. We're around about the 53s here with a 51s here. What's going on here? 52, 52. Okay, so I don't know what happened there. Something strange happened there. So, as you'd expect, everything's starting to go black. This will disappear in a minute with this news coming up in about a minute. So orders are getting yanked as you'd expect. So we've got about 10 seconds. I'll be surprised if some of this. See, there's still some strong orders here. At 60. Maybe just, oh, they're starting to die now. So there's still buyers at 45. News hasn't done anything, has it? Nothing. Okay. There we go. So 45 down here, I can see are the strongest buyers at the moment. Everything's, what am I missing here? Now orders are getting yanked. Everything's disappeared now. Everything. Why? News is the news late? It's a bit odd. Putin Trader, how you doing, buddy? Karina, how you doing? You're late. You are late. Bad girl. I'll forgive you this once. Don't let it happen again. So all okay, so orders are starting to come in now. So let me have a look. So around 45 there are buyers, which is there. Took that fail second entry long. Which one? That one there. Yeah. We had the news here, see, so you can be a little bit careful there. Fortunately, it did nothing this time, but I'm assuming you took that one, did you? Actually, if that's the one you took, I think that's quite a smart trade, actually. It's a second entry long off the bottom, triggered, came straight down. That's probably a good way down for that second leg. If that's the one you took, that's a pretty smart trade, actually. We just got news coming up, so I'm kind of just being a little bit careful. Okay, so that I didn't expect. So, I mean, 20 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bars. Straight up 20 points. Okay, channel break. So, sellers around there. It's hard to say what's going to happen now. We've had 2 legs down. Second leg and second leg isn't as large as the first, but that doesn't really matter too much. Okay, there's a bit of an overshoot there, which is why we may have had that. Thanks again for that, Sam Lou. Do you know there's only one frustrating thing about buying 20 accounts is the amount of bloody how long it takes you. It's mad. I wish Apex would do something that you could buy maybe 5 at a time or something like that, or 3 at a time. It's taking 20. That must have took you about half an hour. It does take that. It's kind of a bit it's Yeah, it's kind of a bit kind of a prehistoric, isn't it? That we we gotta do one at a time, really. Mad, isn't it? I didn't expect that. It may have been because there was a bit of an overshoot. That might have created that. Let's have a look. This thing just doesn't want to stop, does it, at the moment? Where are we? 70. These are out of sync for some reason, a bit too much. We're around about 76. We're 70, a little bit more there. Now, I know this is a few seconds behind. It may be even more than a few seconds today. So let's get rid of that. I can see orders up there, top somewhere. Can't see them because of this. I'm guessing they're about 85-ish, which is up here. So we're around about the 78 at the moment. Yeah, it just might be a few seconds behind. That's all. We know it's a few anyway. It may just be a little bit more. It depends. It's quite a lot of volume coming in, so that might be why. So there are shorts at 80, 85. That's what I thought it was. So around 80, 82-ish are the kind of larger ones. Okay, that lag's starting to go a little bit amber, so that might be. It's just a lot of volume coming in at the moment, I think. 80. So sellers at 80, sellers at 85. So channel break, new high. It's a bit hard to know where this thing's going at the moment. So we've got a leg up, two legs back. Uh, okay, that news is gone. Let's get rid of that news out now. Oh, I didn't need to do that. Thomas Wade's working today, is he? It's in, no, I think Thomas Wade's off today, must be. So, channel down here. Where's this going? It's hard to tell exactly where I think this is going because we've got orders above and below. Slightly more aggressive ones, slightly higher. So maybe this is working down. Uh, we got up channel break new high. So we got a leg down with a few attempts to go on a second leg down. Strong move up with a break and a new high. And we are working down at the moment. So there are sellers around here. Uh, there is a second entry long there. I tell a lie. There's the failure. Gotta wait for two legs up. Second entry shorter if you want to go short. So seller's just under 80. I'm not sure what's going on here. That doesn't look right to me. Excuse me, just a second. Wilson, stop it. Sorry about that, folks. It was an extremely important parcel. I'm going to have to start doing an unboxing video. Sorry, I'm going to have to pause the stream just for 1 second. Oh, sorry about that. It was important. That was very important. Aberfield 12-year-old Highland single malt Scotch whisky. That is for New Year's Eve. Mind you, there's always the possibility that it may not last. But let's think positive. Okay. Nothing we can do here, really. I've got no idea what's going on. Channel break, new high, channel break. We're off somewhere. I don't know. Nothing I can do. I'm looking at oil as well. Nothing I can do here. We seem to have a channel down here. Touch, 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 touch. I looked at that. I was waiting for the lower high. Fortunately, we didn't get it, but it did carry on down. Another slight concern was the possibility from right from the very top right to the very bottom of yesterday, leg down, perfect measured legs down with a bounce. So another reason why I wanted to wait for the lower high, so didn't pull out anyway. So there we go. So we've got orders around about 83, which is there. We've got orders up at 900, which is there. So where are we going? Quite possibly up. Maybe we get move up, one leg back, two legs back, and then a second move up. Let's just see where a measured leg would take us. I'm guessing it's going to be close to there. It is. So maybe we do this. Who say? But if you look on Bookmap, you can see orders up there. Now, where the price will get there, your guess is as good as mine. But I like to know if there is a possible move, where it could go, just to give me sort of, well, just kind of an idea really. But we got a leg back here. See if we get another leg back or 2 attempts to go lower before we push up, kind of like a penguin style trade. So that's where we possibly could see price moving. Now, I say possibly. Take that with a pinch of salt. So buyers around 70 to 75, which is in this area, which is kind of where you'd expect if you think this is going higher. So the buyers are between 75 and 70, which is ugh. So if we can get down to this 70 level, 2 legs back, and then eventually up we go. That's if that's what nature intends. Okay, woof, straight down, picked up all those buyers. Let's see what happens here. You've still got to be careful just assuming that this is going up. Uh, okay, 2 legs back. Let's see what happens here. I'm not so sure now. There are sellers in this area. So, no idea. No idea. Buyers at 60. I wouldn't want to get in here really, to be honest with you. Once it's gone below there and there, if it's not carrying on, it may be coming down. It's hard to say at the moment. It's not giving us any real good picture. We may end up getting, I don't know, some kind of a weird range or something. No idea. We've had a really strong bounce there. That's interesting, this, but it's 26 ticks. As I say, there was buyers at 60, and that seemed to hit the buyers. But at the moment, it's just too risky to do anything because there's no real direction at the moment. We're going up, down, up, down, up, down. So there are buyers around about 64-ish here. 64, 65. Let's stick it in the middle. Yeah, it's quite a significant push, that is. So, as I say, between 65 is about average. There are buyers there, so this thing may push up. Uh, Trouble is, then there's buyers, there's sellers around the 70. So, sellers there. So, do you really want to get into something here? And it's sellers. There's buyers and sellers right above us. So, there's not a great deal we can do here, really. There's a second entry short there. Really big, strong bar. It's just massive though. See if we get a lower high. I don't really want to get in for 22 ticks. So if you'd have gotten short there, you'd have got shafted. That was a bitch, that was. That was nasty. So you may have squeezed, let me have a look, you're going to tick below it. You may have squeezed a point and a quarter, but it's just, I've got into stuff like this before that that sort of move really quick, and it's so dangerous. That would have definitely trapped traders, I don't doubt it, but the bar was massive. 6 and a quarter, so just too big. Uh, you've got this move down, 2 legs up, second entry. You're bound to trap traders there. You're bound to. It's just a bit dangerous, I think, here. I've got no real direction, so I'm just sitting tight. Someone else said no man's land. That would have definitely triggered traders. Uh, dangerous, dangerous, dangerous. Mm. Yeah, there may be a bit of a breakout there. There are orders up at 80, which is there. So if this is a range, we're going to break out the bottom. My guess is we get one at the top. Uh, ETR's high again today. You've got to be real careful here. Just passed 300k after blowing 15. Been there, done that. Not with the 300ks, but I've blown loads. I've done over 1300. I've blown over 1300. I did. I went mad. I did. Thought if I throw enough money at it, it'll work. It doesn't. Doesn't work. I think the only downside to the 300k one is you've got to get to $20,000. It's a huge target, isn't it? Down on Thomas Wade. Look at that. Fell second entry long. I haven't seen anything. Thomas Wade's off at the moment. There's Thomas Wade's. He hasn't put a chart out at the moment. I haven't seen a trade here yet. I don't think anyone's took anything. here. So yeah, I haven't seen a trade yet. It is a bit choppy. ATR's high, it's a bit choppy, so you've got to be so carefully. I mean, literally right the way from back here, with the exception of that little drop out, it's just up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And it's giving you, channel down there like that. I understand the temptation to take that, but what happened? It went down a point, turned up, stopped you out after giving you a 6.25 point risk. It's just mad. Uh, you just got to be so careful when it's like this. Just don't trust anything. You're welcome, mate. Anytime. 20 gays a bit. It is a big challenge to reach. Yeah. So channel break, new low. I just don't trust anything at the moment. I don't know whether the thing is going up or down. Is it going to continue down or bounce? Not a clue. We've got quite an even number of buyers and sellers above and below price. So it's really hard to get some kind of pull in a certain direction. Sellers in this area, buyers in this area. So sellers just below 70, so around about there. Buyers at 60, which is there. Is it going up or down? No idea. More sellers down here at 55. Sorry, buyers. Sellers right here. My guess is what I'm seeing now, it's probably going to go down. Sellers at 65. Just below 65. There's loads of sellers here. My guess is this is coming down. You can't connect, can you not? Will it not open, Karina? I had a problem with mine not opening recently. I just right clicked on the desktop and clicked run administrator and it worked. I'm assuming that's what you mean, isn't it? Where's it? 50. There's it, 47. So this thing's definitely working its way down. Have I made any consistent money from them? Yeah, I certainly have. Yeah, it's been the best year I've had. Uh, I expect next year to be even better. I've just finally started just playing the game properly. Uh, I had 5 profitable months in a row, first few months of the year, first 5 months of the year. Then I had a little bit of a hiccup, moved me stop once, got a bit too confident. Uh, then messed around for a couple of months and then built some more accounts up, took another 18,000 in about October. And now I've got 20 accounts, which I'm kind of growing now. So I've just given up messing around. It just doesn't work. You finally do it in the end. So that's kind of where I am. I'm in a good place now. I'm in a really peaceful, happy place. No frustration, no depression, none of that. I'm quite contented. Just sit and wait. Uh, yeah, mostly from Apex. I had $8,000 from Traderfy. I got 5 Traderfy accounts, got 4 of them to pay out. So yeah, all Apex apart from uh Traderfy, $8,000 from Traderfy. So sellers around the 57.5, which is here, which is kind of where you want to get to if we get a pullback. And buyers are around about 45. I'm hoping we don't get this low until we get a pullback. So 47 to 45, there are buyers down here. So 47.5 is there. So if we get a couple of legs up to this area, we may get something. It's hard to say, but now we're getting towards these lows. You'd expect a little bit of profit taken. But so many times it does this and then just hits this line and just drops. But you can see sellers there from around about near where we are now, right up to about 60. So this is kind of where you want a couple of legs to go to. Or at least take a chunk of this out. Even if we can get to 57-ish, I'd be happy. In fact, they're around about 53 to so 3, 4, 5, 6. About 6.5 to 7. So I would expect to get to here if we get up there, or this is where I'd be looking to get a short up here somewhere. But so many times we just don't. It is annoying. That's what I mean. Sometimes it touches that line and just drops exactly what it did. But there's nothing you can do. We've got to wait for our setup. Nothing we can do. So the good thing is every time we do pick off some of these orders, there are more up here down here. So it does look like prices generally being pulled downwards. So let's get them out of the way. Okay, so there's 45. Those orders there, which have been taken. There are some now at 35. So price is bringing, sorry, these passive orders down here are drawing price down. But I still want to pull back. We just can't get in on it otherwise. So my shorts. So 55 shorts there. That's a bit high for me. About 48. That's a bit too low. Somewhere in the middle. Maybe a bit higher around about here. Trouble is, we get up to the side. I mean, it's not confirmed there, but I had a hunch the way it was testing that we get a second leg down. Nothing you could do there. Absolutely nothing you can do there. Just one of those things. Nothing you can do down here. It's way too far from that EMA. We're at the lows already, so you just nothing you can do. So below 55, that's where I have shorts. Just below 60, if you're super patient. But this is where we want to get to with a couple of legs up. No drinking to get tilted now. I never have. I mean, to be honest, I've got a whiskey there, but I just have a double, which is equivalent of a pint of beer. You can drive on double that. So the most I'll have is a couple, but I don't drink much when I'm trading. I mean, I've been drinking whiskey for years. I can do 3/4 of a bottle and get up in the morning like I've never had a drink. So it doesn't affect me. It doesn't affect me trading. I just have it because I enjoy one or two. How much did I make this year? So after expenses, $42,000 after expenses. Every time I've had a payment, I've brought the email up from Apex, and I also brought the email up from Plane as well, showing that it's been sent to my Revolut account. So yeah, minus expenses, 42,000. That doesn't include affiliates. There's a bit in affiliates, maybe $8,000 in affiliates as well. But I don't count that as it's money. It's money that I've, that's gone into my bank thanks to you guys using it. But I don't put it down as earnings. It's a bit cheeky putting it as earnings. But this has by far been the best year. Last year was good as well. I think I did 26,000 last year. But I'm in the best place I've been in for a long time now. I feel absolutely content with the market. I'm not fighting it. I'm not battling it. I'm not throwing money at it anymore. And I've got 20 accounts at the moment. I've had 20 accounts once before, and I traded them 10 at a time, and I was shaking like a leaf every time I traded. I just wait now for what I consider to be a great setup. I took one trade last week for 2 points later in the evening, but I've just given up trying to fight the market. I wait for what I believe to be a good setup, and I just take it, nothing more. Once you get past that silly stuff and all that frustration that you grow out of slowly, trading does become easier. You just wait. The process is simple. You wait for a setup, you take it, regardless of whether it wins or loses. If you lose and you've made a mistake and you can learn from it, great. But then you just move on to the next, and it's coming here every day. And when you do that, it works. See, when I blew those accounts back in kind of June time, my bank account was nice. I had about over 20,000 in my bank account. Everything was just nice. I think I had 10 accounts at the time, and then I got a bit too confident. took a few trades that were a bit poor, got a bit frustrated, lost 2 or 3 in a row, and panicked. And I happened to move my stop, and I think it went off $500 or $600 against me quite quick. And then you move it again, and it went 800, 1,000, and then it's kind of, what do I do? And you panic, and I made the wrong decision. And for the next 2 months, I was frustrated with myself. I was buying them, blowing them, buying them, blowing them. And in the end, I just thought, I can't do anymore. So I got 5 Apex accounts, 5 Traderfy accounts, grew them up over 2.5 to 3 months, nice and slowly, took $18,500 out. So that kind of proves it, that if you play the game properly, you do make money. It does grow a little bit slower than your expectations might be, but enough to earn plenty of money. Plenty of money. But I think when you start, your expectations are too high, and slowly but surely you get chipped down to something much more realistic. I was trading 2 contracts all the time, and I was expecting, when I first started streaming, I grew an account to $2,500. I made 1,300 one day, 1,000 the next, 800 the next 6. I had a bit of luck, but I was bringing my profit down and just trying to squeeze as much as I could. Trouble is, it's like walking on a tightrope. It's like literally walking on eggshells. It's so uncomfortable. So I thought I was literally going to be earning $2,000 a week. A week, yeah. 8,000. I thought I'd be earning a fortune. Now, realistically, not so much a target, but my expectations over a month would be about $1,000 per account. When going back a few years ago, it was $2,000 per account per week. So your expectations get much more realistic. And that's where things start to find some balance, for want of a better word. So touch. I like this channel down. We need a break here and a nice short up here. Now I can see there are some orders in this area, so I'm just going to get a
Order
trade
submitted.
ready just in case I'm not faffing around. So channel there with a small break here and a new high. So we're hitting some shorts here now. Now there are more at 55. That is a bit high for me, but not completely unrealistic. I'd just like to hit these below. So leading up to 50, so around about here. Trouble is, it's a bit too close for comfort, that is. We got a nice tight channel here with a little break. The trouble is, on this chart, you may argue it's one complete channel, so I think it's safe to pay attention to the one complete channel. Win 1,000 for 20 accounts per month. $1,000 over 20 accounts. So that would be $50. That would be $50. That would be $50 per account per month. Is that what you mean? You can't mean that, can you? Oh, sorry. Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, that's what I think realistic now. $1,000 per month, which is about $250 per account per week. It's quite realistic, that is. And even if you only did half of that, yeah, per account, yeah, that's kind of not a target, because I try not to have monetary targets, but yeah, that's where I kind of like to be. And you've only got if you do 2 clear winning trades a week, you've more than done that. And even if you have a poor month and only do half of that, still $10,000. But once you start earning that money, that's when you can kind of start to really grow. Then you could start to add extra accounts from other companies. You could start to build up your own money. So things can change from there on. I mean, $20,000 per month. I think the average wage in the UK is £33,000. So that would be, dollar-wise, that would be about 2 months' wages compared to the average 12 months' wages in the UK. So, got to be careful here. Bar was pretty naff. I don't like it anyway. As I say, this looks more like a channel to me. What I will say is those bars fit nice. That looks like a break, but I'm taking the safer option and assuming that this is one complete channel up. So sellers I can see here up to 55. There are some just below 60, which is about there. Got to say this market is being a little bit. My down channel seems to be already at a break in a new low. I'm always aware that that could be the case. So I've got it from here to here, to here to here. I can't see it. It's a tough one, that. I never assume anything. So I've gone from the touch, 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 touch. I can make that a little bit tighter. Perfect touch 3 times. Perfect touch, perfect touch, perfect touch. I can't see anything that resembles a break from there, apart from this. It's hard to say. As I say, I never kind of assume. I want to see 2 clear broad legs. Let's get rid of this.
Order
2
canceled.
clear broad legs and some kind of rejection. Channels is reaching. Yeah, I mean, my plan this time is to get my accounts to $3,500, take $500 out of each of them, and then get them up to ideally $7,500. If I'm trading one contract, if I've got $7,500 in each account and I'm trading one contract, I'm risking about 2%, which is comfortable. You don't have to worry about losing trades then or anything. You can comfortably just, sit tight and play the game right. Curious. Curious. You said about 4,000 a month. No, what it was, my expectations about what it was, but no, my expectations are realistic. $1,000 per month per account, so which is $20,000 over $20,000 over 20 accounts, $1,000 per account basically. So it's around about $250 a week. I don't think that's unreasonable at all. But even if you have a crap month and you even only earn half of that, all you need is 4 clear winning trades over a month. That will give you, over a calendar month, that will give you $600 per account. That's $12,000. That's nearly 10,000 British pounds. You're in the top 2% earners in the country. So you don't need to earn a lot. Second chart, let's have a look. It's quite different, this, isn't it? Might be. It's hard to say. I mean, I never assume anyway, so would kind of have to go from there, wouldn't it? I would probably do that as a spike and channel. Touch, touch. It's a tough one. It's hard to say. I don't know what I think about there, but as I say, I never just assume. It's a tough one. It may be very small. Let's see. We have got really strong orders up here. So 65 to about 55. Loads of sellers there. 65 to 55. Loads of sellers here. So I do get the impression that people want to sell this thing lower. But we have got buyers at 45 to 50. Is here. Interesting. So channel break, new high. retest. Uh, Still got those sellers here. They've been absorbed. Orders down at 40, which is here. Load of orders at 870. I think it's too early to quit. I quit my job over a year ago. No, not at all. Initially, the first time I did, yeah, absolutely. But I managed. Uh, See, for me, it was easier because I had affiliate money, so I had a money to give me a wage. Uh, so it made it easier for me. But I've been trading full time now for probably a year and a half, I'd say. So there are buyers at 40. There's still a stack of sellers in this area here. So thinking if price comes up again, we'll short it coming down. And a wife as well. My wife earns well as well. Uh, so yeah, we manage fine. As I say, taking away fees, I've still earned 42,000 this year. So I don't sort of need overheads as in cars or stuff like that. So there's not a lot to pay really. That's with all my expenses come out. You need a husband with good money, yeah. You're only young, Karina, aren't you? You got plenty of time. You got plenty of time to find a rich husband. I'll find one for you. I'll find one for you. So, I can see all these orders here from 65 to 55. Not a huge amount, but they are there. Okay, can't take that short there. We've already had a channel and a break of a new low, so you've got to give this some space. It may well come down, but it may trigger it and push up. And the reason I'm thinking that is because we've got a lot of sellers up here, and as we know, these passive orders act like magnets, so they might suck that up straight above that bar there. Now, if this is a channel, which I still think it is, it still looks okay to me. I think there's a good chance we're going to push down and make a new low, but it's certainly looking that way. But it's clearly just congested here, so you've got to be a bit careful. I want kind of more of a sure thing, really. High probability, and that to me is just a little bit too risky. Second entry short would be a better option. It's just too cramped. That's the problem. There are some sellers at 50. Slightly stronger sellers, which is above that red bar. these are shifting up a bit now, so these are starting to drift. So about 57.5, just below 65. So yeah. However, I've got this. I think it's irrelevant now anyway. But we have clearly made a break and a new high. Still just stacked. Yeah, there's a lot of sellers up here, but they could just get yanked. It's hard to say. 54 in 2 years. What's the big red area there? They're sellers, they are, bud. So if I put a limit order in here, it will show up there. That's if it was obviously a live. So this big condensed area, the redder, the deeper the red, the more orders are there, and they act as a magnet, which is why I didn't get into anything like that, because my gut feeling is there's a good chance this is going to push up into this area. Now, it may not. There is, you can see there's some sellers there as well, slightly larger sellers at 850. So that might mean we get a little pull up. It's hard to say, but what I am starting to think now is we've had this move down. There's a possibility that we could get 2 legs up. And if we get 2 legs up, where's it going to take us? Right into the middle of these sellers here. So there is a possibility that we get 2 legs up and then maybe come down. But I'm just sitting tight at the moment. It's clearly just chopping around here, so I'm sitting tight here. Put that at the lows. Kind of gets us into this area, doesn't it? And they start from 7.5, which is there, and go up to about 65, which is there. And that, funnily enough, is smack bang in the middle of all those sellers. So if you took that, eventually you got stopped out. You may have got points out of it. The ATR is quite high today, so you may have got something out of it, but I wasn't interested. It went down. You'd have got 4.5 points, depending on where you got in, but it's just too choppy. You just can't do nothing there, really. So, as I say, there is a possibility now we get 2 legs up. That would make sense. Move down like that, 2 attempts to push higher, pick up a load of sellers, and then push down. So, I'm thinking possibly this. Now, these are all, based on what I'm seeing, no guarantees, but leg down with a correction and a second leg down. We know the market does this, so I'm just marking it out of interest based on where I'm seeing these sellers would be right at the measured move. So now whether it does it is another thing. I'm certainly not basing my decisions on where I think price is going. I like to know where they're going, because if they do get there and I get that momentum shift down, that's when I'll start to think, okay, based on the 2 legs up. Apex fees extended until the 23rd. Apex fees. Oh, Armanas, how you doing? You mean the $65? That's good. They need to do something like that, really, because it's the last day today, and if you buy some today, pass it today and expect to pay it tomorrow, or take it today, keep it for a few days. The trouble is, if you buy it today, they expect you to pass it today to get the deal tomorrow. It's a bit tough, I think, to expect people to rush these things. People like to have good deals, but not everyone trades them aggressively. So they'd have to extend it, but that's good. So you basically been given another week, which is good. They need to do that really because they don't really want to be seen to being rushing traders into making stupid aggressive stuff. How you doing, Armanas? Anyway, you well? Sometimes a pass. You're blown. I have 500 away from passing. Good on you, mate. I think you do not have to pass a discount. Yeah, yeah, that's what they've mentioned. They've extended it to. I think they usually give you a day or two anyway. But the trouble is, really, it's unfair to expect people to take big risks, really. But yeah, they've given you to the 23rd, so you've got plenty of time to. You've got a week anyway, so that's not too unreasonable. That I don't think. Okay, so just looking at this area at the moment on the CL chart, touch, 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 touch. If we can get a second entry here, we've got a channel down there with a small break and a new low. Now that's negligible whether we've got that, but if we can get a decent bit of rejection here, I may have a go. It's hard to say. I'm just starting to look at this chart, the CL chart, uh, which is oil, the 500 tick chart. I know a few of the traders trade it. Trouble is, I'm just not seeing enough trades on the ES at the moment, so makes sense just to, keep your eyes out for something else. So, orders I'm seeing now around about 58 up to 65. So there's still sellers there. We haven't quite made a measured move, but this is two broad legs to me. You can't really look at this as a channel. It just don't really work, does it? Too shallow. So that to me is just two attempts to go. So if you can get some good rejection here at this measured move and a good strong move down, I'd be interested in going short there somewhere. The trick is not to get in too premature. So we've got a bear bar and a lower high there. Not interested because I can see there's still. Excuse me just a second. Sorry about that. There is two legs up here, but there's still a lot of sellers up there, so I am concerned it goes a little bit higher. So, doesn't look too bad to me. Trouble is, if you look at the top there, there's more aggressive sellers than there are aggressive buyers, so that's enabling price to go down at the moment. So whether it will come back up or not, I'm not so sure now. So we are bounce this channel down here with two legs up, rejection right at that 50% level, and that is a strong move down. So my guess is that that is still valid with a correction and hopefully a second leg down. So this, I mean, it's negligible where you may get a corner out to me. So that to me, it fits well enough for me to not really be concerned. Then we push down, then we push down again. So for me, it's a valid channel with a correction. Uh, and then obviously it moved down. So my guess is we're quite likely going to see the lows. Uh, Trouble is, you still got to be a bit careful short in here with those orders up here. You may get a second entry short in, it may trigger you and push up. Okay, right into this area. Uh, Might actually be in the same channel. That doesn't look terrible. Okay, so glad I left that one channel bearish bar, lower high there. Super risky, just float in the middle of nowhere. And it triggered it, pushed up. So Channel break, new high. If we get a bearish bar here, lower high, I may have a go at that one, but way too premature to get in there. As I say, it ticked you, push straight up, and out you went. Just looks too broad to me, that does. Hmm. So, most of those orders got taken. Let me, there are some left at about 61, which traders may think if we get a pullback here, we'll short that. Channel break, new high, lower high. Trouble is, we do look like we're possibly slowly going up. So do I really want to short there? Not really. It's just not clear at the moment. We're not far off a measured leg there. We're just a little bit above it. Uh, okay, that's picked off some of them short orders. Let's see where price goes now. Kirk, how you doing, bud? Got 100k eval for 20 bucks, 6k to pass. I'm trading 40 contracts up to 2k. Excuse me. It's just chopping it. So hard. Look, kind of looks like it's going up. 1 minute we're looking like it was pushing up and then coming down. Mad, 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 diddly mad. Pure chop. Just see channel break new high. There is a second entry long there. That's going to get stopped out. It's got trapped, so it's just so hard to trade at the moment. This. It's possible. It's not the neatest of channels. I certainly wouldn't want to go long here, right in the middle of these two. So there's nothing I could do at the moment. Uh, as frustrating as it is, there is. Uh, I'm just not doing nothing at the moment. Okay, what I'm going to do is just take a quick break because I'm getting a bit thirsty. So let me just pop that on the screen. So I'm going to make a quick cup of tea. I'll be back in about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay. Interesting. Just take that off there. Okay, look at the CL chart. We got two legs up. If we can get a lower high here, I may have a go at that because we got kind of clearly working down there, two legs up. I didn't want to take this one, but if we can get a lower high below the EMA, I'll have a go at that. If I do take it, I'll uh, oh, a glass of champagne. It's my anniversary yesterday, so we had some champagne. Okay. Uh, there is second entry. Well, no, it's not actually. Tell a lie. There are buyers at 45, which is there. So, would you want to short into that? Who knows? What the CL chart is working slow today. Just had a lower high. Yeah. See if you look there. Let's have a look. There's, yeah. It's hard to say here. I wouldn't have taken that personally. Too far from that EMA. It's a little bit middle of the road for me. Uh, and there's some buyers there as well. Let's see how far that thing gets up there. It's just hard to find something that suits. So touch, little channel there with a break, two pushes to a new low. It's hard to trade this. Part of it looks like it's going up. The next looks like, I don't know, it's struggling. It ends tonight, but you've got up until the 23rd. So it's not, it's 90% off, and the PA, the lifetime PA fee for, I think, up to the $100,000 is $65. So you've got that $65 up until the 23rd. So you've got an extra week. So yeah, you're not forced to pass it today. So if you do pick one up, uh, you've got until, well, you've got a week up until the 23rd to pass it and still pay the $65. So that's pretty good. No, someone mentioned it earlier. I did check on Facebook. Someone else has said it as well. Let's have a look. They do usually give you some time extra. Where's my group set? Yeah. Okay. So, hi. The current discount price for lifetime fee PA lifetime fee will extend till the 23rd. So the 90% off evaluations ends midnight Eastern time tonight, but you've got until midnight Eastern time, the 23rd of December, to have the discount on the lifetime fees. So there you go. If you can see that, you might be able to, probably not. I don't know. But yeah, you have up until the 23rd, which is Tuesday, which is a week today. So you got, is it Wednesday, Tuesday today? Wednesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday day. So you got 1 week. So the 90% off ends tonight, but you can pay the $65 for the lifetime fee if you pass it for another week. Platzer, afternoon. Platzer, is that right? Platzer, where are you from, bud? Oh, Derbyshire. I was here the other week. Gotcha. Of course you were. I remember talking about the snooker. I used to go to the Crucible over the Derbyshire Dales. Of course you were, yeah. Won't let you go, Alice. I got you. Nothing today, mate. Nothing. It's been a really quiet week and a half for me. I took one trade last week. I did it in an evening, just took 2 points. It's been really slow. So I've started watching the oil futures. Just looking at this, actually. Kind of moved down with 2 pushes up. Was looking for a lower high here, but there's a possibility of a small break there and a new low. But it's pretty bearish at the moment. But with those 2 kind of legs, if you get a bearish bar here, I may take a failure, second entry long failure. But I'm keeping my eye on that. I've had to move to a second chart as well. I have traded second charts in the past, not that often. But the trouble is, if we're not getting setups here, then you've got to do something. Otherwise, you're just going to be lacking setups. I think there is something larger there. Let me have a look. It's hard to say, really. I think I'm going to stick with that for now. And assume we've had a break in a new low. It's the safer option. But it did continue down. So maybe there is. It's not super clear. Let's have a go on this chart. Doesn't look too bad. The only thing that's concerning me on this is the possible overshoot. If I keep quite tight to there, there's a possible overshoot. Now, whether it is, the trouble is, overshoots, sometimes they're not so clear. I've seen Mac mark it as an overshoot, and I've seen Mac extend it. Now, it usually extends it when it fits on the midline. It doesn't fit on the midline too bad. So maybe it's not. Now, with this move down, it does look like it's trying to make a new low. There's a big bearish bar there, but it's 24 ticks. We're going up in a channel, and it just drops, so I'm not getting involved here. We've broke below liquidity there and then popped up, so it's just a bit too dangerous to jump in here, I think, especially the size of that. Tick above, tick below, 26 tick risk. Too much, that. There's no setup here anyway. Second entry short, stroke lower high, maybe. Ah, Thomas Wade's back here. He is here. Okay, so yeah, so that's Thomas Wade. So he's got that channel, and he's got it marked as an overshoot. So you've got to be a little bit careful. It can upset the balance a bit. So I think that looks okay. But if you keep in within the bottom of this, there's a possibility of an overshoot, so you've got to be a little bit careful. I wouldn't take this lower high. It's too down and too tight. You'll get stopped out there more often than not. So we got buyers at 37, which is here. 37 and just above, which actually is at the bottom, so it may get down there, but I don't like that. I mean, there's 15 ticks. There's no room left to the lows. It ain't finished yet. It could be a little bit less, a little bit more. So if you're getting 1 tick below, there's a point and a half at a push. You have an overshoot as well. Yeah, I think I've always had this policy that if I think it's an overshoot, assume it is. You're safer. Now, overshoots, as we know, can result in a reversal. Sometimes it come back into the range, drop, make a new low and rock it up, or sometimes a bigger correction. This looks like it may be a larger correction. So there are sellers at 47, which is here. 47.5, which is interestingly and ironically a tick above that bearish bar, which is good. So there are sellers saying if price breaks above here, I'm going to short here. So that's interesting. There are sellers at 60, which is too far up. There are buyers at 37. So you can kind of plot yourself a 37. And where's 37? Right at the low. So if we can get up to here and get a bearish bar, I'll have a go there. It is setting up kind of nice. So I'm going to get a short order. If we can get up here and get a bearish bar, I'll jump all over that. I need to stop that bar out, though. That's what I mean about it. It was 26 ticks, wasn't it? You get in that, and that's going to be a painful, that. I want to have a push-up. Come on. So that is a second entry short. I wouldn't take it. It's too far from that EMA. It may work, but it's irrelevant. If that pushes up, it'll stop out that, and hopefully get up to this area where you can see these sellers. But that area at 37 is quite strong as well. It may pull prices straight down. I'm not getting involved here. Because of the overshoot, I'd expect a bigger correction. So I'm just sitting tight here. But sometimes it just moves. There's nothing you can do, really. There's no entry there, really. There is a second entry short, but look how far it is from the EMA. Yeah, someone's put second entry short. Thomas put way too far from the EMA. Can't take that. Come on, I need a push up. Those orders are a little bit lower now. That tells me it's losing some momentum, so this may just drop.
Order cancelled.
I ever looked at footprint charts? Yeah, I have. It's just, don't you need some sort of a degree to read the damn things? I much prefer to have this as my kind of backup and confirmation type thing, but I trade max style pure price action. And you need very little on your chart and it's super accurate. So, I mean, I've been trading 5 years, so I've come across most things, in my time sort of browsing YouTube and chatting to other traders and so on and so forth. But it's too much information, too much to look at, really. This works really well with the bare minimum. We need to get up here, really. I don't think we're going to. I thought then it was setting up looking really lovely for 2 legs up and then a nice move down. Yeah, it is frustrating when you don't quite get up there. Uh, Buyers there. So sellers here, buyers here. So that may mean it comes up and pushes a bit lower. It's hard to say. Not easy today. Footprint when we first see it looks crazy. It took me a while to figure it out. But we're trading it a tiny piece every year. Trouble is with what the style I'm trading here, it's much easier to keep it simple. I have this book map just to give me these areas of liquidity. So if I'm looking to short here and I can see particularly large amount of sellers up here, that will help me stay out of a slightly more riskier trade. That's kind of where I use it. But I take a small amount of profit. I'm in and out 3 points. So the trouble is, one thing I've learned over my 5 years of trading is as a new and experienced trader, you're constantly on the lookout for something to make things easier. And sometimes you can just take on way too much information. And an experienced trader said to me once, don't make it too complicated. People think to be a better trader and to make more money, it has to be more complicated. The latter is better. So, it's better to keep it simple. So if I can do what I can do with, just experience and minimal amount, once you start adding too much, I found it before. I used to have the NQ on here as well, and I used to use that as an anchor chart. And a lot of times the NQ will be doing the same thing, but there are some times where I found I was getting uh, mixed signals and I didn't know what to do. And in the end, it ended up keeping me out. So as soon as I got rid of it, things started to improve. But I like this, not necessarily to help me get into a better trade, to stay out of a riskier one. You know what I mean? So I can just quickly glance at that for a split second. I can see where those sellers are at 45. I can see where those buyers are. That's where the sellers are. That's where the buyers are. So I kind of know if this is a weak signal bar, it could trigger me and push up. Uh, You know what I mean? And depending on how if this is a weak signal bar and the sellers are strong, it's got more chance of triggering me and pushing up. So it's a kind of a what's the word? It's kind of a perfect mix that I think I have at the moment. So I think as I've got more experience, I've learned not to complicate things. But you know, you naturally are looking around all the time, and we spend a lot. I mean, YouTube's a great learning tool, isn't it? There is some crap on it as well, but for the most, uh, the good way outweighs the bad, doesn't it? So this is a tough one here. We've got a channel down here with a break new low, but this also looks like maybe two attempts. Keep it simple, absolutely. Uh, so this may continue down. Now, it's not an easy day. We've been saying this every day for the last week or two. Exactly, Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. It really does make a difference. So we got a leg down there with a bit of a correction, and this could continue down. We've got very close to overnight lows. Uh, there's not a huge amount more in the way of liquidity. We've kind of cleared everything out. Uh, those bubbles. See, all the bubbles are really now. I can't change the size of those, but you can. But all they are is if I decided to buy now, click buy, that would show up in a bubble. So all the bubbles are aggressive buyers and sellers that just get in on a market order at current price. These areas up here are where people may have. So if I open a limit order up
Order
here
submitted.
and I put that at 85, that would show up at 85 with the rest of them. So if I'm wanting to sell here with about 200 or 300 other traders, are they smart or am I smart? You know what I mean? So
Order cancelled.
if you follow the masses, it's got more chance of working. Now, you can't just see, well, there's orders there, let's just sell them. Because a lot of the times those orders get absorbed. I don't use it to say if it gets to here, I'm going to sell necessarily. If I'm taking a short here and I think it more likely going to push up regardless, I don't mind what it does when it goes up there. But if it's going to trigger me and then push up and stop me out, it helps me stay out of a bad trade. Now, so many times when it hits these orders, just because it's called a sell order doesn't mean all of a sudden price is going to come down, because, you've still got buyers in competition as well. But it helps me stay out of a trade here with my stop here, knowing that prices could get to here. So, it kind of, that's kind of how I use it, to be honest with you. So there is kind of two legs up, but we have made a new low here. So at the moment, I think it's just risky getting into a short. Not only that, I've got sellers down here, which you can see. In fact, there are buyers at 40, which, in other words, buyers are not waiting to come down here. Buyers are trying to catch this on the way up. So I just don't want to do nothing here at the moment, because there are buyers down here and sellers up here. So it could do bloody anything, really. I mean, that's a good indication of where prices might go, but there are, let me have a look here. So between 35 and 37, there are buyers, which is kind of at these lows. Sellers 47.5 there, but it does look like it's pushing down, but I wouldn't want to take that. There's no room to the lows anyway. It's 28 ticks. Before you put a tick above and tick below. So with this move down, eventually it does look like we may get a new low, but it's just, the trouble is there's no clarity there. It's bouncing around a lot. There's no real obvious stuff. It's very choppy. It's not, keeping to certain patterns. The way it usually moves. And when it is like this, we had the same yesterday. It's chop, 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 up and down, up and down, up and down. Occasionally you may see a clear setup, but it's so easy just to get wiped to pieces. And I've learned the hard way over years of just getting stuck in this crap, trying to make it out, trying to read it. When it's whipping backwards and forwards, I don't even bother with anymore. I just twiddle my thumbs. And how you doing, Sean? 10,000 chart looks like it might, in a larger channel downtrend. It could be, mate. If I mean, if you just well, at a quick glance like that, what does that tell you? You know what I mean? So overall, it does. The trouble is, a bigger channel like that is useless. Yeah, it tells you overall we're moving down, but if you wanted to trade that like a channel, you'd have to wait for it to come up here, and it may not do that. But yeah, I think the overall at the moment is generally bearish, isn't it? We had this move down and a correction, and then we do seem to. In fact, I did this earlier just to see where it could go to. Uh, and obviously, we've got a little ways to go. That will take us down to about 8 something. Uh, so, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this thing continues on down. Trouble is, you've got to wait for something clear. I'll tell you something now, this market's very clever in making your life miserable. You've really got to try and outsmart it by waiting for something to literally jump out in front of you. It needs to be that good setup. Otherwise, you'll get away with it once or twice, but otherwise you'll just get chewed to pieces. You never outsmart this market. So I've got buyers down here at 30. So they're obviously traders thinking this price is going to come down. There are buyers a little bit higher, around about 33. 33. Yeah, around about 33. There are buyers there right at the lows. There are sellers around the 45 mark, which is here. So sellers here, buyers down here. What does that tell you? There's a good chance we come down. Now, obviously, that's just basing my decision off the passive orders I can see. You've got to take, right, okay, so there's some big aggressive selling going on here. You can see it. So let's see what happens. There are more aggressive sellers at the moment. They don't seem to be doing much bar holding price. Yeah, there they go. So orders around here, as we know, a little bit higher now, up to maybe 34-ish, 34, 35, which is below there. So trouble is we just push up to the midline crossover and drop down. There's no setup at all. So there are definitely buyers here right below that bull bar. It's just chopping sideways. you can see on that book map, it's literally coming down, up, down, up, down. It's just about, you can see where it's bouncing at the bottom, uh, rejecting off the top. But there's just that I wouldn't take in case we get two legs. That you can't take. It's almost right at the bottom. You can't take any of these bull bars here. You may say triple test. I'm just not convinced. We're so close to the lows. Often we'll just push through. So I just wouldn't want to get in anywhere here, really. It's just hard to tell what it's going to do. You're best off just sitting tight there and just let them get on with it. As frustrating as it is sitting here day after day without a trade, it's just kind of how it happens sometimes. I remember a couple of years ago chatting with someone I know, and he said he'd taken about two trades in 2 weeks, finding it really hard, and then a month later, taking two, three, four a week, no problem whatsoever. It does happen from time to time. We just get a stale patch. And the more the market chops around, the less trustworthy it becomes. And then when you do get a half decent setup, you're holding back thinking, I just don't trust things at the moment. And then you get a great setup and then it kind of settles you back into your normal routine. But kind of how it works sometimes. But you got to not try and not let it frustrate you. Otherwise, you'll end up jumping in and taking something too risky and you'll get stung. Much better to sit here and not lose a penny and take just too much risk. Okay, so there are sellers here and here, so I think there's a good chance, uh, leg and a leg. If we can get something decent, we may get something. But you've still got to be super careful. It's got to be a real clear setup, otherwise we just have to leave it because sometimes it will just trigger you and stop you straight out. Okay, bearish bar there, big strong drop. Uh, the trouble is there's 180 contracts at 47.5 there, so you don't know whether it's going to trick you and push up, trick you, trigger you and push up. I think that would have worked anyway. So you're going to tick below. Yeah, it would have worked. I'm just not so sure at the moment. The trouble is, the more you see this chopping back and forth, the less trustworthy it is. Uh, and as I say, there was orders there, and we're above it now. So fortunately, there was enough for you to you get your points or whatever. But I just can't trust this at the moment. It's just so choppy. Not only that, we've had a break out of this side. Often we'll get one this side. Uh, that's very tempting. Channel break, new high. Trouble is, there are orders at 50. That makes it risky. Okay, we want big rejection now. I don't like taking these trades, to be fair. Leg and a leg and a short. Even though we've picked these orders up here, I don't like taking them. They're not one of my strong points. There are starting to have orders appearing further up. There's some there. Yeah, I'm just going to take a quick bathroom break. I'll be a minute. 1 minute. Okay. Woof. What a breakout. Let's have a look. There are buyers around about 44 here. It's hard to trade this. It really is super hard. Sellers at 55 up here. It's not actually that bad, to be honest with you. That's not terrible. Doubt you'd have got in there anyway. It moved that blooming quick. Ah, someone else has just put this chart as well. It's interesting. Okay, some sell orders at 50, some at 55. It's just bouncing all over the damn place. And up, down, up, bloody down. With no kind of real clear direction. Uh, it's quite strong orders up here. My guess is price is going to come above here. Uh, Alpine's having a bad day. Down 20 odd grand. It's nutty. Yeah, he's down a 5 grand nearly as well. Everyone's suffering a bit today. Definitely not easy with it whipping up and down. No, nothing for me, mate. Uh, Tough. Looking at two charts today as well. I'm looking at the CL chart as well. I got nothing. Channel with a break, two pushes to a new low and a reversal. I was looking for a second leg back here, but it just carried on. So, not easy. So, there are orders here. I can see them, which is why I kind of stayed out of that. This guy tried me. Just come for us, BS. Yeah. You do your stuff. You do your stuff, Karina. You do whatever you think. Uh, okay, so I could see there was orders here, so I just stayed out of it. Those orders are pushing up. It's just what the hell? There's not much you can do with this. It's just so hard. Uh, I don't even know whether I like that or not. In fact, I could probably move that up a bit. To be fair, uh, that's a bit better. Uh, let's put it how it is. I'll give that the benefit of the doubt. We got to touch. It does look like it's going to go higher. Let me have a look. 57 and a half and 60. So let's get rid of that. So 57 and a half. That's there and 60. Give me another one of those days today. We'll get one. Might not be today, but we'll get one. It'll happen. It does happen like this for some reason. Uh, it's just one of them things. Some days we'll just get a few crappy weeks. But as long as you can, when we get times like that, that's when you really got to draw on your patience. Much better to not take a trade than just to take something risky and end up taking a loss or two. You're just going to end up frustrated. And never frustrates me at the end of the day if I walk off with no trades. As long as I've sat there patiently and waited, I don't mind. You can't, regardless of whatever you think at the market, you can't, if the market doesn't offer you anything, there's nothing you can do. I haven't seen many other trades, to be honest with you. Uh, Other traders. Just looking through Down's Discord, Marco's Discord around Christmas should have a Santa rally. That doesn't mean we're going to get any setups. I haven't seen Thomas Wade take a trade all day. I don't even think I've seen Dan take one. I can't look at his charts. Tell a lie, might have took one. Take one there, did he? He might have took that lower high. Uh, yeah, I just find it hard. It's hard to know where it's going. Yeah, I can't see anything else. He hasn't taken anything else. That's Dan's chart there. So he's taken that lower high. Uh, it wasn't an obvious one to me. But when we've pushed up this far, there's a good chance if we can get a signal bar, we'll get back to that EMA, and it did pretty rapidly. So, uh, okay. Now, I've moved that a little bit. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. I can do it a smattering more, but I wouldn't just jump in willy-nilly. It actually doesn't fit too bad. But I'm not getting involved here anyway. I just don't know where things are going to go today. It's not easy. As I say, I can see orders up there, 60, uh, and around about that 57.50 mark. So it's looking like it might be holding on here, and then all of a sudden it may trigger, and then up we go. So I'm going to leave it there, actually. So it's been really quiet for me for a couple of weeks now. But everyone I'm speaking to, it's not that easy, which is why I've started looking at that second chart. But have a quick flick through there. There's nothing I can see really there. These were the overnights anyway. Two legs. It's hard to know where this is going. It just goes sideways, and then we have the drop. There's nothing there. We had the push, new high. I was waiting for a lower high. We came down, little break, two pushes to a new low, and we're off in this direction. When we were hanging around this the midline here, I was looking for a drop down below for a second entry long, and we had nothing. This is just taking off. So nothing on either. Even with hindsight, there's nothing I would have taken. Lower high, there's nothing you could do with that one. Too stuck at the float in the middle of nowhere. It's just one of them things. Sometimes it happens. Which is why I'm looking at this second chart. But hopefully, things will change. Yeah, you take it easy. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. So when are we tomorrow? Wednesday tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow. Have a great evening. Stay safe. And hopefully we'll get ourselves a setup tomorrow. Bye for now.